Are you cut out to be a mom? Today I have 10 questions for you to ask yourself to see if you have what it takes. Hello, beautiful mamas, or possibly future mamas. I'm Cassie, mom to 3 kids, certified life coach. I just love helping women thrive in motherhood. So if you are thinking about becoming a mama and you're feeling overwhelmed or worried as you make your way through this list, make sure to make it through to number 10 because it will trump every other thing on this list. I promise we will end on a high note. I'm now 12 years into my motherhood journey and still occasionally find myself asking, am I cut out to be a mom? So you are definitely not alone. Let's get into it. First, ask yourself, can I show up even when I don't feel like it? Once you have a child who's dependent on you, it's not as simple as just calling into work when you feel like taking the day off or when you don't want to show up. To some extent, you need to be there for your child every single day. Most moms will tell you that way more times than they can count, even when they're not feeling well or would have called into work had they had a 9-to-5 job. When it comes to their mom job, they suck it up and do the day, regardless of how they feel. Now, because I'm such a huge advocate of self-care and moms taking care of themselves, of course I have to say that you should take time off for yourself and lean on your spouse or babysitters, but it can be pretty involved and pretty overwhelming to make those arrangements, so it's just something to be aware of. Second question, can I handle the feeling of failure? The feeling of failure is pretty typical for moms. We are learning as we go, just like everyone else, but we also have this really high expectation of ourselves that we should instinctively know every little thing that our child needs and just never get it wrong, right? And we seem to forget that this child is a living thing, having their own life experience. So even if we did get everything right, what's to say that our child is going to be a display of our success, right? It's human nature to look outside of ourselves for validation that we're doing a good job, right? We were raised that way. But when it comes to motherhood, that is rarely going to go well for us. No matter what, our child is going to cry. They are going to struggle. They are going to misbehave, right? Very naturally, you might feel like a failure every time this happens. Number 3, can I stick to my guns in the face of adversity? Motherhood and parenting takes a lot of determination, showing up day after day, coping with failure. That's maybe the easy part compared to dealing with active resistance that comes at us left and right. Unsolicited advice from family members that you should be doing it a different way. Comparisons with your friends' kids who are clearly more advanced than yours. A negotiating toddler who's pretty confident that what you just said is a really dumb rule. Marketing that tells you that you're depriving your child if you don't buy them this certain toy. Moms need to have a lot of grit if they are going to persevere in the face of obstacles and distractions. Number 4, can I love unconditionally? This is truly, at the end of the day, what being a parent is all about. Can you love this child no matter what they do, no matter what they say? Can you love them no matter how your day went and no matter what you're personally going through? Can you instill in your child that you love them always, no matter what? Unconditional love provides a child with a feeling of safety and helps them build a lasting sense of self-value. In one study from UCLA, children whose parents' love was conditional on their success experienced more stress, which we know is detrimental to their health. Unconditional love is a big deal. Can I find the confidence to decide that despite other people's advice, I know what's best for me and what's best for my child? In some ways, it absolutely takes a village. I think so much good can come from learning from other people and taking bits of advice and seeing what works for them. You certainly should never feel like you're doing it alone. But ultimately, despite help from other people, there needs to be one person really calling the shots and taking full responsibility for the big picture of this child. And that someone is probably you. Along with your spouse, you'll decide what's truly best for not only your child, but also for you. Number 6, can I keep trying and never give up? Just when we think we have things figured out, our child starts doing something new or stops doing something that they've always done. Out of nowhere, they seem to enter into a new phase, and sometimes it honestly feels like we're starting from ground zero. Parenting is just like anything else. You assess the situation, make an educated guess, and try it and see if it works. And if it does, you keep doing it. If it doesn't, you go back to the beginning. It's really not that complicated, but it does take a lot of effort and even more determination. There will be discouraging times, but we have to continuously get back up and try it again. Number 7, can I find joy and satisfaction in repetitive, mundane tasks? Motherhood takes a lot of discipline. There's no supervisor looking over your shoulder. There's no progress reports or annual performance review. It's largely just you and this child day in and day out. Whatever you deem important is what you're going to be doing, right? There's a lot of the same over and over again. Brand new babies need to be fed and burped and changed and allowed to sleep. And then they grow a little bit and there's some playtime incorporated. Then there's some solid foods, and of course they continue growing, right? And this changes. But no matter how old your child gets, a lot of the same routine is happening day after day after day, and the messes just keep coming at you. Cleaning this, picking up that, washing this over and over and over again. It's a beautiful and very repetitive gig. We lost the sun, but the show must go on. Number 8, can I be a teacher every single day? This is the biggest thing we're doing as parents, teaching. Our child is taking in everything that they're seeing, everything that they're hearing, everything that they're experiencing. They are just soaking it all in like a sponge. Every parent at some point has that moment when they see their child do something or hear their child say something and absolutely are looking at their own reflection. Sometimes it's great and warms our heart, and other times we'd rather turn away and pretend that we did not just see that, right? So, are you ready to teach? That means being intentional about how we're living our life, since those are all of the things that we're indirectly teaching them by our example. And are we ready to be intentional about going out of our way to openly teach about things that we value? Number 9, can I take care of myself even when there are never-ending to-dos? The phrase, a mom's work is never done, feels incredibly true. And if we're not careful, it can completely bog us down. Overwhelm, exhaustion, burnout, all of those can come right alongside motherhood if we do not understand the importance of taking care of ourselves. We must take time to fill our own cup so that we have enough to give our family. So, can you sit in the discomfort of leaving messes, leaving unchecked items on your list? Can you continue functioning and moving forward even when there are 10 things calling for your attention at the same moment? Can you prioritize your health and happiness so that you can continue showing up for yourself and everyone else? Number 10, you made it. The final and most important question to ask yourself if you're thinking about becoming a mama is, do I want to be a mom? Ladies, it truly is as simple as that. The only reason you need to be a mom is that you want to. This is the question that can trump all the other questions. Ultimately, being a mom is a choice. Have some honesty with yourself about that answer, and if you like your reasons, just go for it. No one is ever fully prepared to be a mom. Never has there been a perfect mom. We're all just doing our best, and anyone would agree that so much learning and growth happens when you're caring for a child. Being a mom will look different to every single one of us, so don't box yourself in thinking that there's only a one-size-fits-all. Your motherhood journey will be customized to you, and it will probably be the hardest thing you ever do, but also the most rewarding. Good luck with whatever the future brings for you, and I'll see you soon.